Hi, good morning. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 549, and we're here live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees in the east. And this is the absolutely beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. If you are joining me live, please say hello. Let me know. If you end up watching the recorded version of the podcast, please also feel welcome to say hello, because I get notified of all those comments throughout the day and can answer your questions or chat with you there as well. Good morning, Melissa and Grace. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining live. Happy Thursday. What do I have today? Something's been nagging me in the back of my head all day. Actually, I did not write it down. Hi, Judy. Good morning. Hi, Joe and Edna. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. Hi, Thea. Thank you, Grace. This is the Josephine top from 52 Crochet Gifts, and I will talk about it in a few minutes. I'm also wearing the Sandy Scrunchie, a second crochet project from my brand new book, 52 Crochet Gifts. Sandy Scrunchie uses Be So Sporty yarn with 6mm beads. And the Josephine top uses Be So Fine yarn with a store-bought tank top. Isn't that awesome? So I bought this particular spaghetti strap tank top, just a really, really basic tank top. You could find them anywhere. I think I paid $2 for it, brand new. And I took a ball of Be So Fine yarn, which is my #1 finger and weight bamboo yarn, and I used a really small crochet hook, and I wrapped the crochet hook around the straps to start my first round, and then pierced the fabric underneath the seam under the arm. Can you see that there? With the same crochet hook, and worked into a round, then literally just worked this stitch pattern, which is really pretty, isn't it? It's a very simple stitch pattern with just chains and single crochets and double crochets. Just worked it in the round until I had the size sleeve that I want, and it was done. No shaping, no sewing, nothing. I'll show you in the book. You can see that the pattern has an awesome chart too. Let's find it. JKL. Each chapter is organized alphabetically. Oh, it's not called the Josephine. That's a bag. This is the Josephine bag here. This is called the Jasmine top. And here is the pattern. And here is that awesome chart that I was talking about. There will be a tutorial video coming soon. It is not out yet. There is a tutorial video for the scrunchie already, so you can watch that as well. Follow along with your pattern and chart. And there will be a tutorial video for the top, but if you wanted to start it now, it's not a difficult pattern. You just need to grab any tank top that you already have, or go to the store and buy at every store sells spaghetti strap tank tops, and pick a color of yarn and go to town. That's it. It's so easy. It's easier than you think it is, and you just make sleeves. That's it. So instead of having to make the entire top, it sure makes making a top much quicker when the body of the top is worked and you just need to add the crochet sleeves. You could do this with knitting as well. If you prefer to knit over crocheting, you would just want to join around the armhole in the same fashion that we joined around the armhole with a crochet hook, and pick whatever stitch pattern you want there as well. There is information in the pattern on how to modify this for any size top. Oh, I thought that was my phone for a second. I was like, how's my phone ringing? So you can modify it for any size top. You can modify it for any type of a gauge. It's just based on how big the armhole opening is on the top that you want to make sleeves on, and the gauge of your stitch pattern. That's it. So I talk about all that in the front of the pattern, then tell you how I did this exact one with Be So Fine yarn, the specific size crochet hook, and an extra large store-bought tank top. But again, if you want to do any other size, it is perfectly spelled out in there how to do that. And the stitch pattern itself is just so delicate, simple, but just still so cute. It's simple stitches, but the combination of the mesh rounds with the solid double crochets is just, I don't know, so classically crochet, right? And if you wanted to do this as a cowl, you could still follow the same pattern. The pattern is written for working in the round. You know how to work, sometimes you have to work patterns in the round differently than when you work them in rows, and how to tell a chart that is written in the round instead of rows. The numbers should be written in the middle of the chart. If it was written in rows, you'd have odd numbers, rows marked with their row numbers on opposite sides of even rows, right? Because you'd be working odd numbers this way, even numbers that way. When you're working in rounds, you should see those numbers written up the center of the project, of the chart, and that's what tells you that this is worked in the round. So if you wanted to do this stitch pattern for a cowl, for a hat, for a top, for a skirt, for anything worked in the round, you could totally do that too. A wine bottle cozy, a cup cozy, whatever you want to do. It's a chart that's written in the round, so keep in mind that not only are there 52 patterns in this book, but anything that you use in this book, the charts, the stitch patterns, all of it, can also be a reference for making other similar shaped projects. So something that's worked in rows in this, use that to make something else that's worked in rows, anything from a scarf to an afghan to a shawl. And if it's something that's worked in, or a flat garment that you sew together, or if it's something that's worked in the round in here, you can use it for anything else that's worked in the round like I just mentioned. And if there's something that uses motifs, you can use it for any other type of motif project. So there even is more than 52 projects in here. There's 52 specific patterns, but then there are resources in here for doing all sorts of other things with all of the types of designs in there. So anyway, for those of you just joining, I'm wearing the Jasmine top, which is crocheted sleeves on a store-bought tank top from 52 Crochet Gifts, and I'm wearing the Sandy scrunchie, which is also a pattern from the book. Ah, my screen's going dark. Crap! Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Jill. I also brought some other fun things to do today. Well, I'll wait and see if anyone has any questions first. Hopefully everybody knows where to find the book, where to find the yarns. If you go to the actual book page, kristinomdahl.com/52 crochet gifts, you can see all of the patterns in the book there with links to where to buy the book, where to buy the yarns, and if you wanted to buy any of the patterns individually. All that is written there. Also, the 52 Crochet Books is now available on Amazon. And if you go to my most recent blog post, I have links to where to purchase it at every Amazon market all over the world. So whether you're in Australia or Brazil or Europe, wherever you are, 52 Crochet Gifts is available as a paperback and a Kindle digital book in every Amazon market all over the world. So yay, how exciting is that? The next thing I wanted to talk to you about today, I said I was going to wait for questions. Let's wait for questions. And then we'll keep moving. Lisa's excited to get her paperback. Yay, I'm excited for you to get it too. Sandshell's excited to get hers too. Thank you for ordering, guys. I appreciate it. Jill loves Flaming Flamingo color. Yes, I love that color too. I need a pair of earrings in that color right now, I think. I think that's what I don't know. I don't know what I need. I need lots of stuff. I need lots of pretty things. I have more ideas than time to do them in. Thanks, Lily. I am so in love with this top. I want to wear it every day, which means I need to make it in more colors. Also, just for a little styling tip, I wore it over a skirt that has one of those waistbands that can fold down. You know how you can fold the waistband like that down? I like wearing it up high and then adjusting the height of my top instead. So like if I took this knot out, I just don't think this is as interesting looking. See where the top comes? It's kind of blocked. But if I wear my skirt high so my midriff doesn't show, then when I tie the top, I'm adjusting the lengths and the layers, but not showing my belly. So I think it's kind of cool to be able to wear a top shortened without having to show anything. So going with a high-waisted skirt or high-waisted pants, I think it's very interesting to hike up your top a little bit. And also by tying the knot on the side, see how that inverted V kind of is slimming as well? And by not putting it in the center and offset, I find that a little more interesting too. Let's see. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. I'm happy to share with you though, because I think for the reasons that I did it, you can see how it would apply to things in your wardrobe too, or the next time you go shopping, you can keep in mind that this is another way to maybe try a high-waisted jean or a high-waisted skirt. And the beauty of those sometimes is that they suck you in a little bit, not this skirt, but like high-waisted jeans. And so if you wanted to know another idea for using high-waisted jeans, it would be to hike up your top to show more of that sucked-in jean. Because this has sleeves, it's also a great candidate for wearing a jean vest over the top or some other type of vest. Anytime you have a longer sleeve than a sleeveless vest, I think that adds a lot of interesting layering options too. I did not wear one this morning because it's really warm here. We're having a heat wave. This is apparently our last day of it, but we've had record highs all week, and it's really steamy and hot out here right now. So I feel my makeup melting off at the moment, and that's without a jean vest on. Yeah, a jean vest would be fantastic with this. And if I wore, my jean vest that I've talked about and bought used a couple times on eBay, it's short and distressed. And for that, I would not tie this top. It would become too busy if I did this with the vest. So the vest comes to about my natural waistline. So for that, I would wear the top straight down so that, again, you would get that layering effect and that stacking of different layers. So the dress is long, the top is shorter but still medium, and then the vest is the shortest piece on top. I think that looks really interesting as well. But you wouldn't want to tie the top underneath, then it would get busy. So more options, right? More options and more ways to wear the same piece. I love having one piece in your wardrobe that you can wear multiple ways. And if you've been following me a long time, I feel that about just about everything in the wardrobe. Thanks, Lisa. I love this skirt too. This is a vintage Lucky Brand beach cover-up skirt, I think. I have it it's tie-dyed and it's a stretchy cotton, and I have it in two different colorways. The other one's a little more rainbow, but they're both used, both old as dirt, and two of my favorite things in my closet. This one is white and gray, so it looks great with white t-shirts and tank tops. The other one, like I said, is rainbow, like a muted rainbow, like a jewel tone rainbow. I'll wear it another day and you'll see. Yeah, but if you search on eBay or other used sites, if they're made by Lucky Brand, it's a Lucky Brand tie-dye skirt that, like I said, is quite old, but if people have taken good care of them, they are still available vintage. I see them every now and then when I'm searching online. Okay, any other questions? Great questions so far, everybody. Can't wait to see the back. Oh, the back of the top. Yeah, sure. So, a couple interesting things to tell you about it. Can you see it? I'm going to turn around again to see if you can see. The back of the top, I think, is cuter than the front even. Not only does it look similar to the front. Wait. But because this was a tank top that just had the straps, the weight of the sleeves pulled them down, so it was doing this on me. So by tying two straps, by tying two chains on either side of the back, like 2/3, 3/4 of the way up, it helps hold it on. But it ends up giving like an hourglass shape where I think that those curves are really sexy. I mean, and we've talked about this before. Anything that can look sexy without being overtly sexy is like my favorite way to be sexy. I'll show you again. So really, it's very functional. It's holding the sleeves up because they're a little heavy. In fact, if I untie it, you can see what I'm talking about. Because if you wanted to wear it that way, that's okay too. If you're going out at night, it would be more dramatic, I guess, to let the sleeves come down a little bit. And if I were going out at night, yeah, I might think that that was cute. But because it's daytime and I'm trying to work and, go grocery shopping, go to the post office, wind yarn, and all the other things that I do, cook, clean, I feel like I'm more comfortable with my sleeves up on my shoulders. So by tying those two straps, it becomes way more functional for me on a daily basis. But again, you could do this depending on how you wanted to wear the top. You could add the ties or not add the ties. Now, having said that, there's a way to add the ties convertibly if you want. Instead of, what I did was slip stitched right onto the top. I'm having a hard time tying from here. If you could, I slip stitched onto the top and then crocheted the chains right onto it. But if you wanted to do something that was removable, if you refer to the Deidre bookmark, if you have the book already, it's already written out how to do that in here. I'll show you real quick. The Deidre bookmark has a chain with a tassel on it. In fact, that tassel is made out of chains, not cut yarn. I did that as a loop that can be inserted into the bookmark with a lark's head knot. I don't know if I said that right. You know, like a slip knot sort of thing. So if you wanted to make these ties convertible where you could put them on when you felt like wearing your sleeves up and took them off when you didn't want them to be on there, so if you wanted your sleeves to be down, then you could remove that slip knot anytime you felt like it. Good Day loves the sleeves too. I'm so glad. I'm so happy with them. And think about it, we could, once you understand the concept of how to add these to a tank top, you could use any stitch pattern you know and love. You could do this in a million different ways once you learn how to do it. So I find that to be really exciting as well. I will have a video tutorial for it soon. I needed to take more pictures of it, so I did that here at the beach this morning before we got started. And now I can make my thumbnail for the video. And now that I can do that, I can make the tutorial video. Love all the questions, guys. Thank you. So I brought all 28 colors of Be So Baby yarn with me this morning in little tiny swatches. And I was thinking that maybe we could talk about the color wheel and how to mix and match colors because I have so many colors of the yarn now. Just a quick reminder, Be So Baby yarn is my DK weight 100% milk fiber yarn that is baby soft. And it comes for 142 yards per ball. And it's $3.99 per ball. And it comes in 28 gorgeous colors. I can really quickly go through the colors with you, but then I wanted to do some mixing and matching on the color wheel, and I'll even take requests because I thought it might be fun to do some complementary colors, some, what is the other one called, triad colors, and some tetrad colors. So if we slide the wheel around, this might be better to do in my studio. We could always do it a second time because I don't think there's too much talk you can have on colors, since it is something that not everybody is confident in choosing and not everybody understands. I think the more we can talk about it, the more I can educate people on the different ways to choose colors for yourself. So whether you're trying to choose 2, 3, 4 colors, you can buy one of these color wheels in lots of different stores. I bought mine on Amazon, and you can find it in my Amazon shop if you want the same one I have. But lots of craft stores and big box stores carry it too. Depends on where you like to shop. But if you want the one that I have, it's in my Amazon shop, amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. Should be a link in the video description. And I thought I was going to show you the colors first. Okay, so we've got Snowflake, Ecru, Silver Lavender, Platinum. I'm going to start with the neutrals. Black. Can I even hold all of these together? No, not. Oh, do it up here. Black, chocolate, and buttercup. So that would be our neutral palette, which will come in handy when we talk about combining colors in a couple minutes. Thank goodness it's not windy today. It's going to be helpful for showing all these. And then we've got burgundy, eggplant, cherry, diva, violet, orchid, princess, and peach. Those would be our pinky purples. And then in the blue-green family, we've got a whole bunch too. We've got navy and forest green olive green, chartreuse, clover green, cobalt blue, peacock teal, periwinkle, prince, splash, splash, aquamarine, turquoise, and mint. All right, so we did all the blues and greens too. All right, so now I wanted to talk about some of the ways you can use a color wheel to put colors together. And let's start. I wanted to start with chartreuse because I think this is a really cool color, and it may be a color that you look at and go, yeah, it's kind of cool, but what the heck would I pair with that? And so let's look at it on the color wheel. So if you scroll around on the color wheel, it comes out on the warm yellow side of things between oranges and greens. And then depending on how you wanted to combine these, let's start with the triangle one, which is the tetrad. If you wanted to do the triangle, you could go into a blue mixed with a red. And so let's pick some blues and reds and see how we come up with a tetrad or three combination color combination with this. So let's start with our raspberry, which is called Diva, and peacock teal. Isn't that amazing? We took a color that you may not have ever worked with before and combined it with two colors you are familiar with, and immediately you see that it's a gorgeous three color combination. Now, from there, if you were wanting to do something even a little more, you could add in a neutral or two. So you could go in with ecru or black, or ecru and black. I like that together as well. Or or chocolate, right? And that's staying with warm neutrals. I do believe that you could also experiment with the cooler neutrals, and it just gives it a totally different look. So then if you went in with snowflake or silver lavender and platinum, it's a totally different look. Now, if you wanted to stick with, let's look at that same color now. We'll stick with chartreuse again. And what's opposite the color wheel? Purples. Let's go back to chartreuse again, and let's look at it with a couple of purples. Oh, there's eggplant. Also very rich. The opposites. Now let's add in some neutrals and see what happens. So now we add in ecru. Fantastic with these. And that's a totally different look than the last one we did with chartreuse, right? And then let's try a tetrad, which is doing the 4. So now we'll come around here. Let's see, I've got some, I'll slide it a little bit, I think. No, okay, here's a tetrad. So looking at the tetrad, 4 squares, we've got a red and a chartreuse, a green, and what is this, purple again. Okay, so let's try that. So we'll go to chartreuse, red, no, chartreuse, let's go with burgundy for that one, red, eggplant, what did we say? We'll do forest green. We said chartreuse, red, green, and purple. Okay, so now we'll do chartreuse with burgundy, forest green, and eggplant. Totally different vibe with this one same color. Isn't that amazing, all the different ways you can show one color that way? So would anybody like to pick a color, and I'll do a complementary and a triad and a tetrad of any of them. So somebody just pick a color and we can do this again. I just wanted to pick the hardest color first so that you could see how many different ways you could transform something like that. Oh, and then let's do that color one more time, just on its own. Look at it with the neutrals too. You could just do it with a neutral, like an ecru, or a gray like platinum. If you just wanted to do a 2-color combination, all sorts, there's with chocolate and with black, or even with white. So if you want to do a 2-color design like your request, periwinkle, or a 2-color intarsia hat, you could just pick a bold color like that with a neutral and it would be stunning and very graphic. All right, the next color that was requested is periwinkle. So first I'm going to try to find it on the color wheel, and I'm going to say that it's in the blue-violet colorway here. So now let's find the colors. Okay, so opposite blue violet is yellow. So we'll go to our neutrals first. So opposite buttercup or ecru. And so that would be the contrast color for this one. And then the triad would be something in the green family with something in the red family. So let's try, I'm feeling like an aquamarine or a turquoise on the green side would go well with that. And on the red side, I'm feeling a pinky vibe. How about like an orchid? So you could do turquoise periwinkle orchid, or you could do aquamarine periwinkle and orchid. All of those are very, very cheerful, beautiful colors. You could also, if you wanted to go a little more bold, you could do peacock teal and maybe peacock teal and diva. That would be definitely a brighter vibe. And then let's look at the tetrad, which is looking at it in a 4 count. So in a 4 or the square, we would go with the blue violet, something in the red, something in the warm neutrals, and something in the green. So we're blue violet. So we're going, there's our tetrad. So we'll go back to our periwinkle again. Where did I put it? All right, so with periwinkle, we do something in green, neutral, and red. So I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to start bold again and do it with that. And I said green. I'm thinking turquoise. I think that looks cool. You could go, oh, here we go. There we go. Peacock teal, diva, at ecru, and periwinkle. Let's go a little lighter. We could even go into a princess pink as well. We do princess pink, and what was that 4th color? Green, blue, red, and neutral. Okay, so we'll do something like that. And let's do this one lighter now. We'll go with a turquoise. That's really pretty too. Also wanted to point out that if we were going to do complementary colors, another color that looks really beautiful with periwinkle is Prince, which is the lighter sky blue. And I think those look, so if you're going to do complementary colors, which is colors adjacent on the color wheel, you could do that. And then from there, I think sticking with a neutral would be gorgeous. Or also, oh yeah, split complementary. So what would be the opposite of these two? So if we were going to do, so if you're doing split complementary, you pick 2 together and then 1 opposite. So yeah, that goes back to the ecru, or like a buttercup. So it's 2 complementary and then 1 opposite the color wheel. Like that. You could also do that with a chocolate. I also think that the silver lavender would be really pretty with those. I think if you wanted to go the cooler neutral, white would be beautiful with those as well. Aquamarine would be beautiful with those, and you could even stick with the neutrals from silver lavender to white or ecru. All right, so somebody want to pick, so we did chartreuse and we did periwinkle. Does somebody want to pick another color, and we'll fool around with the color wheel again? Or are we out of time? I might have to save it for another day. This is fun though. We can keep doing this. Maybe we'll do dedicate a whole show in my studio to it. That might be more effective. Since we started with so many other things. Yeah, maybe let's save it for another show, I guess. It is very helpful. I'm glad you like it, Thea. So I did bring, look at how put together I am this morning. I even brought 2 Create, Share, Inspire notebooks. So somebody wants to pick number 1 or number 6, and I will randomly pick a quote, and we can share it. Just getting so busy down here. We definitely are height of season. Okay, Thea says number 6, so we'll grab number 6 and pick a quote. Ooh, this one is by Buddha. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment is the greatest wealth, and faithfulness is the best relationship. Ooh, that's deep, isn't it? I mean, especially with the health scares that I've had this year, I do agree that health is the greatest gift. There are so many things you can do to put yourself at a lower risk and be healthier, but at the end of the day, your health is a gift, no question about it. Contentment is the greatest wealth, absolutely. It doesn't matter what you have, and you may know people from all walks of life and from all financial situations and all relationship statuses, and it doesn't matter what somebody has or doesn't have. There are people that are happy with nothing, and there are people that are happy with everything. Contentment is the greatest wealth, because no matter what chaos is surrounding you, if you are content, you have everything you need. Faithfulness, the best relationship. I mean, that goes without saying. Faithfulness is everything in a relationship, and I don't care if it's a romantic, family, or friend relationship. Faithfulness is where it's at. So thank you, Buddha. That was wonderful. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes with me. I hope you enjoyed the show and tells and the talks about the color wheel and everything else we discussed. If you need help finding anything we talked about today, don't be shy. Ask me anything you need in the comments. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.